Hello and welcome to Chesapeake Weekly. Chesapeake is a great place to work and do business, and we see that clearly in how many businesses are not only choosing to be here, but are choosing to expand here. And that's just what was announced at a special event last week.
We are doing everything that we can to keep that competitive edge and to keep the most talented workforce in this country. And if we can continue to do that, businesses such as Prism Maritime will continue to grow in the Commonwealth. And so Prism Maritime has chosen to expand right here in Chesapeake, Virginia, an investment of $4 million, which is a big deal, adding 166 new jobs. Think about it, 166 more people that will be able to have good paying jobs, support themselves, support their families, and enjoy our great quality of life.
This project does represent a significant investment for Prism. We ultimately decided to build this facility here in Chesapeake because of the tremendous support and incentives provided by the city and also from the state of Virginia. These incentives are allowing Prism to invest even more. It's been a pleasure working with the Virginia Economic Development Partnership and the Chesapeake Economic Development Department. Together, we're creating jobs. Over 150 jobs expected in the next several years, and this includes manufacturing jobs as well as ship modernization and repair jobs. But it's not just about these 24,000 square foot buildings here, it's about building new capabilities. These new capabilities will allow Prism to compete for more contracts that we couldn't compete for before, and we'll also be able to do new capabilities such as manufacturing, R&D, and prototype development. These buildings will also help us to free up some much needed space at our other facilities here in Chesapeake, which allows us to grow our infrastructure more and will create many more jobs to support our waterfront operations.
So shifting gears a bit, September is National Preparedness Month. So each week this month, we're going to give you some tips on how to prepare for the worst. If there's anything we've learned from 2020, it's that we really don't know what's coming down the pike. So we need to prepare ourselves and our families and our homes to be self-sufficient and ready for anything. So while we always tend to focus on hurricane preparedness, which is super important, especially since we are currently in the peak of hurricane season, preparedness for all emergencies starts with a plan. So that's what we're talking about this week. Make a plan. Talk to your family, your friends, about how you'll communicate before, during, and after a disaster. If you had to evacuate your home, where would you go? If you had to stay in your home for multiple days without being able to leave, would you have enough supplies to sustain you and those who live in your home for at least 72 hours? Have you planned out finances to cushion any disaster response you may have to do? These are all things you should figure out before an emergency hits. And we don't always make the connection between emergencies and the environment, but when we fail to plan ahead for emergencies, it's sometimes the environment that suffers. Now, the Elizabeth River Project continues to give us quick and easy ways to do right by the river, and this week, we're learning how to prepare for storms in an environmentally friendly way.
So storm season is upon us here in Hampton Roads, and we hear a lot about getting prepared. A lot of that focuses on batteries and bottled water, but here at the Elizabeth River Project, we want you to think about the health of your home river as well. And we've got a number of river-friendly tips to get you storm ready. Scoop the poop to prevent bacteria from pet waste washing into the river during rain and flooding. Second, don't be an accidental polluter. Secure trash and recycling bins to prevent the contents from blowing into the street and storm drains. Next, drain your rain barrel before the storm to maximize its capacity to hold water and reduce polluted runoff during the storm event. Number 4, skip the cases of bottled water. Fill up pitchers, reusable water bottles and canteens, drink dispensers, and large reusable camping water jugs with tap water before storm events. You can even fill large pots for extra capacity or even your bathtub. Lastly, use solar lights when the power goes out. Have solar lights in your yard? Bring them inside and voila! Or consider purchasing a solar-powered lantern to bring inside. So follow these river-friendly storm tips and we'll have a safer and healthier home river after storm season. For the Elizabeth River Project, I'm Casey Shaw.
Next week, we'll continue National Emergency Preparedness Week by talking about what you need in your emergency kits. Until then, learn more about how you can keep yourself and your family safe at ready.gov. Well, the Chesapeake Sheriff's Office is warning residents of a wave of jury duty scams targeting Chesapeake residents. A scammer is contacting Chesapeake residents and impersonating a sheriff's office deputy, demanding payment for a missed jury duty summons. So the scammer identifies himself as Sergeant Rodriguez from the fugitive squad, and he claims there's a warrant for the resident's arrest because they failed to report to jury duty. This is a scam. The Chesapeake Sheriff's Office will never ask for payment over the phone or through a smartphone application. The Sheriff's Office will also never negotiate payment in lieu of arrest. Anyone with questions about a warrant or a possible scam should contact the Chesapeake Sheriff's Office at 382-6159. Well, have you ever wondered what it was like to be a police officer, but perhaps didn't want to go so far as to join up? If so, the Chesapeake Citizen Police Academy is definitely the thing for you. Applications are now being accepted for this 3-month course that will immerse you in the many aspects of Chesapeake policing. So you must be 18 years old and pass a background check to join. You can learn more and fill out the application at cityofchesapeake.net/police. And to give you a little more of an idea of what the Citizens Police Academy is all about, check out this clip from an episode of Chesapeake Minutes.
The Citizen Police Academy is an intense 12-week course open to citizens of Chesapeake. During the class, participants have the opportunity to learn what it takes to be one of Chesapeake's finest. They get hands-on experience with the equipment used by our police force, as well as finding out what a police officer is.
As I always like to say, police officers are someone's uncle, someone's aunt, somebody's mother, father, sister, brother, your neighbors. Over the next 11, 12 weeks, you're going to meet a number of men and women who make up the police department. You will discover that they are some of the most dedicated, committed, hardworking, honest folk you will ever encounter.
During the 2 months of classes, participants get the chance to learn different aspects of police work, including traffic enforcement, warrants, and narcotics. There are tours of the jail, the forensic lab, the 911 dispatch center, and courts. There is also a canine demonstration followed by several sessions spent at the Police Academy firing range. Academy participants are given a standard firearms safety lesson followed by the chance to fire police-issued service weapons.
Top edge, this should be level. Front to rear should be level. You want to focus on that front sight, give me one trigger press and put it right in the middle of the cue. One press. Look at that.
The Chesapeake Police Department Special Weapons and Tactics Team, SWAT, is a highly trained unit that is called upon for special operations that are beyond the scope of normal department resources.
So for the Citizens of Police Academy, what we try to do is give a general overview on SWAT's mission, what comprises SWAT, so what personnel we normally use, our equipment, and an overview of what kind of tactics we can use to try to safely resolve situations. On smoke.
You can watch the rest of that episode as well as other Chesapeake Television local content at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television. And if you're not already following us on Facebook, please do that. You can find us at facebook.com/Chesapeake TV. The 12th annual Mayor's Breakfast to honor veterans will take place on Saturday, September 18th at 8 a.m. at the Conference Center. This is a great event meant to show our veterans just how much we appreciate their service to our country. Seating is limited, so be sure to reserve your spot ahead of time. Learn more at cityofchesapeake.net/veterans. If you're an artist or you just appreciate art, you're gonna wanna listen up to our next two stories. So first up, the South Norfolk Jordan Bridge is looking for an artist to beautify a portion of their big, beautiful bridge. Here's SNJB's Kevin Crum with the details.
We're asking artists to submit a design, essentially, for a chance to win a $2,500 commission. If their design is selected, they'll be paid a $2,500 commission, and then we'll be, certainly paying to have that art installation installed. There is an emphasis on recyclable materials, So we really prefer the submissions to have a recyclable component. So if they're tires or water bottles or things that are integrated into the design itself, it's a plus for the design.
You can stay up to date on all things South Norfolk Jordan Bridge by visiting snjb.net. Now, you can always find an appreciation for the arts at our local libraries, and coming up is a popular event that features a variety of artists and writers of color. It's the Black Ink Lit Fest, and it's an event you're not going to want to miss. Here's more information from a recent edition of Peak Life with Library Director Amanda Jackson.
That's right. Black Ink is what Chesapeake Public Libraries calls its annual outdoor literature festival. It was designed to bring together authors, poets, musicians, who created literature for people of color.
Right. And it's important because it's about representation.
That's right.
And so we really wanted an opportunity to celebrate our artists of color, to be able to make them accessible to our patrons.
Yes.
So now this is held where?
Now this is going to be held at the Coyle Center, the Outreach Center, off of Border Road.
And what's the date on it? Because we need to get those important things out of the way first.
Yes. Now this is going to be in September on the 25th.
And it's an all-day event.
It's an all-day event.
Is it all ages?
It's for all ages. We have things for children, for tweens, for teens, and adults alike. We just want people to just come out, have a good time, bring your lawn chairs, and just enjoy the music and fun.
Well, the library has several fun things coming up in the next couple of months, not to mention their usual services of books, legal services, ancestry, and so much more. Just visit your local branch or go online to chesapeakelibrary.org for more. And before we go, a reminder that next week, the Labor Day holiday will affect city schedules. All city offices, courts, and community centers will be closed on Monday, September 6th. The Chesapeake Visitors Center and the Splash Park at Western Branch Community Center will be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All Chesapeake Public Libraries will be closed on Sunday, September 5th, and Monday, September 6th. That's all we've got for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.